Hey, good morning, fellas. It is the 10th of November, and no, tomorrow isn't about buying cars and mattresses and going out and seeing things that are on sale. Tomorrow's Veterans Day. We veterans get one day. We don't get our whole month, we get a day. All right, let me get to the point. Now, this may be unsettling for some of you, this video, because it's going to be kind of dark. And if I sound funny, I have a cold, and that's why I'm gonna just Netflix and chill all day. So we are now at a point in time where almost 100 million Americans, not illegal immigrants, almost 98 million Americans live below the poverty line. They're living below poverty. That's where, if I'm not mistaken, we're only about 330 million people. And if 100 million, I rounded it up by 2 million, are on the poverty line or living below poverty, that's not a sign of a successful country, okay? We are now at a point in time in our history together as Americans where you have, I think there's honestly, I think there's only two groups of people left. There are the people that have, and there are the people that don't have. Uh, Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, all the big movers and shakers are making a lot of noise now that if something doesn't change, if people don't get hope, if we don't come up with some sort of job opportunities where people can have a dignified life, things are going to break. And I'm not going to I'll just say it. I think we're going to have a civil war between the haves and the have nots. Kids coming up that I coach and I see on a weekly basis, they can't afford a home. Young families can't afford a home. I think that's criminal. I Or if you can afford a home, it's in a horrible neighborhood where you can't protect your family because you can't spend all day on patrol at your house and still make money. So one of the things that our Secretary of the Treasury is trying to do, and his name is Scott Bessent, they're trying to grow our way. We're trying to grow our country by making things, manufacturing, bringing businesses in here, bringing jobs in here to grow our way out of debt. The stark reality is if we don't pay our debt soon, our debt, we're going to go bankrupt as a country. And I think the longest term, I'll attach a video from Jimmy Dore and Tom Bellew. They talk about it better than I can. There's a reason why Buffett is sitting on, what is it, 4 or 5 billion, $400 or 500 billion in assets, just cash. If you can save money, rat hole it, and just put it away for a while, I don't think we'll be able to grow our way out of this. And sooner or later, at least within 10 years, we'll go bankrupt. I'll be 70 then. There won't be much I can do about it other than to prepare. I'll say this again, 10% of everything you make is yours to keep for the rest of your life. If you can't afford to get yourself out of debt, I highly suggest you do it. If you use a credit card, I want you to pay it off within 21 days. If you put money on it, you have to pay it off. The interest and inflation will eat you alive. I think you're going to have to build fairly rapidly within the next 3 to 5 years. You're going to have an oh shit fund. That's cash, a big box of cash to sit on, to use to trade for stuff. Or if you're going to follow me with the dividend reinvestment plan stocks, we aren't going to invest in anything that doesn't produce a tangible asset or fulfill a need. Gasoline, electricity, water, food. We're not going to, I'll probably get rid of the SBC, which is following the stock exchange. We're in a bubble, and we're trying to grow our way out of it, and we're trying to. But the thing that here's the biggest thing you need to do. I think it's every 100 days, we add $1 billion to our national debt. If we don't want our money to become worthless throughout the globe, we have to do something about that. If the bubble pops like it did in 2008 with the what they had when they had the liar's mortgages, if people can't see a way forward, then the government's broken. If people can't have a be paid, look at what was it? It was a while ago where the CEO of a company made like $45, $47 to every $1 the employees made. Now it's $351 for the CEO and $1 for the employee. That's not sustainable. If we can't have a good future together, combined, although we disagree, this is not going to be a fight about left or right politics. It's going to be a fight between those that have and those that don't have. I personally believe that's why these billionaires are building bunkers. They don't want to be here when the have nots decide they've had enough. They're going to just take what they need to survive. And I was shocked when I found out that 98 million Americans, that doesn't include any illegal immigrants, 98 million people live below the poverty line. That is wrong for a country as rich as we are. Do I believe in some social programs? Yes. Should there be a safety net for everybody? Yes. Should there be some type of universal basic income where everybody gets enough to survive? Yes. And do we have enough money to do that? Yes, we do. Will there be people that take advantage of the system? Yes. But I believe in the greater good. We cannot have almost 100 million people living in that kind of poverty. You've heard of the working poor. Sooner or later, somebody's going to say, this government just isn't working for me. No, it doesn't matter who's in charge. If we cannot grow our way out of this debt, we will go bankrupt within 10 years. I'll be 70. Time's not going to stand by and watch us deficit spend our way into oblivion. We're going to be held accountable as a country for that. In the meantime, 10%, what can I do now? What can I do? What can we do now? We can prepare by doing the same things at a smaller way, like Warren Buffett's doing. They have cash, they're waiting for the collapse, and then they're going to swoop in and buy things. That may sound greedy, that may sound ghoulish, but it is a way to survive. And I'm all about surviving. I'll go through the stocks today on the drip account and I'll get rid of anything that doesn't produce a tangible asset or something somebody needs: food, fuel, water, electricity. Okay? Or, yeah, that's food. If it doesn't produce a tangible asset, if the company's just there banking on whether Bitcoin goes up or down, or they're just consultants or this, that's I don't think that's going to survive. This bubble, if we can't grow our way out of it, we're going to be bankrupt. Not as individuals, as an entire country. And then our dollar won't be worth shit. So, and I think it's about time we start showing a lot more compassion for the people in the United States than we do for, what did they have, circumcisions in Zimbabwe. We need to invest in our infrastructure. We could put almost a wall hut, all 98 million of those people to work on fixing the parks, fixing the roads, fixing our power grid, just putting them to work, getting them out there where they can do something that we need done. We cannot have people being trillionaires. I think we're going to have the first trillionaire as a U.S. citizen. But it can't be at the expense of 98 million Americans. Hope I'm making my point. I'll attach the 2 videos in the description of this video. I don't know what to tell you. I think I'll title this A Shocking Reality. I was unaware of how bad it was. I know a lot of people were losing their jobs, but I didn't know it was 98 million Americans live below the poverty line. That's disgusting. Anyways, hope this makes sense to you. I know I probably sound like I'm a mouth breather today. My nose is just all my... Anyways, doesn't matter about me. Love you guys. Stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can, and if you can't, you have to take care of yourselves. Like a fart in a G-string from West Texas, El Paso. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.